Welcome back to Real Estate Simplified. Erwin, the market is red hot. Inventory level is at the lowest point it's been in 2 decades. Tons of competition. How are real estate investors being affected by today's crazy hot market?
So let's categorize investors into 2 categories. Those who have properties, they're laughing.
Yeah.
Right? You know, anyone who holds property, like their property was up over 30%. At least the clients that I work with, their properties are up 30% in the last year. Those trying to get into the market, it is crazy town. This past weekend, there was a property, almost fits our profile, bungalow, 3-bedroom, garage, a bit nicer than what we normally buy, had 63 offers on it in Hamilton, nuts. Ontario. Right, so.
That is nuts. So, okay, let's focus on the people who have right now, who have properties. We've seen a huge increase in value of those properties. We have equity sitting there. So how can an investor, a residential investor, take advantage of that equity and start putting that to work rather than just collecting dust?
Yeah, so a lot of our clients, they feel that equity sitting in the property is kind of like money that's not working for them. It's kind of like cash in the bank that's not making you any money. So a lot of our clients, they actually go to their mortgage professional and get a new mortgage on it. So they increase the size of their mortgage in order to free up some cash so they can do whatever they want with it. They can go buy a vacation home, they can go on vacation, they can go buy more property, or they can pay for renovations to their home or to that existing property to increase its value. And we have a whole bunch of clients who are putting it in the stock market as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Now let's focus on the people who do not have and they're trying to get into this hot market. How are people making it work? Because traditionally investors are looking for distressed properties, value add properties. Do those still exist? And if so, how can we access those?
They still exist, just less so. And also no deal, like a deal 10 years ago is infinitely better than a deal today. So the same things still apply. Like for myself personally, my wife and I, we bought 2 properties last year in 2021, and we bought them, they were pocket listings, meaning another realtor, they're actually my clients, they were looking to divest, so I bought them before they ever hit the market, right? So that strategy still plays. And then the old strategy of just buying the ugly house in the street, that still happens. There's still competition often on them, but that's often a better opportunity than the turnkey property that everybody wants, right? Something that's staged well, looks beautiful. This old strategies still work. You buy something, and the better deals are the ones where the bank won't touch it, right? It could be may not have an installed bathroom, for example. It may not have flooring. For whatever reason, the bank won't lend on it, and that wipes out about 80% of the market, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when we're talking about like cash flow, because right now the prices we're paying, even though interest rates are very low, the prices we're paying, the yield is very tight when it comes to cash flow. How can some investors, are people adding accessory apartments? Is that a good strategy to firm up the balance sheet a little bit and getting some green?
Excellent point. Excellent question. That's exactly the properties we bought. I bought properties off my clients that already did the renovation, permanent process and everything to make the basements a legal basement apartment. And that's what enables me to cash flow positive on these properties. And then the next leg up will be if we're able to do additions on our property. Some call them garden suites, some call them, so that'd be like an addition on the property. And then I can turn my home into now 3 units. I'd have 3 apartments on 1 piece of property, and that would increase my cash flow probably around $1,000. Yeah. This would be capital intensive though. It's not mince words. It's not for everybody.
No, but it is a great use of the equity that people have now that over the past couple of years with the market increases. What a great way to use that equity to generate some more cash flow for down the road.
Absolutely, and also the greatest thing that any investor can do for society, not the absolute greatest, but one of the great things that investors can do is they can create more housing supply. Because without supply, we can't fix the housing crisis that we're in Canada. Not just Ontario, not just Hamilton where I invest, everywhere, right? So it feels good to me to be able to help other people at least afford something to rent.
Yeah, well, 100%. Now, one of the other strategies you're using now to generate some extra cash flow doesn't even have anything to do with real estate, but a lot of real estate investors are attracted to it, and you call it stock hacking. So what exactly is stock hacking?
So it's a lot of the best practices that I've learned from my mentors. So I have mentors in like best-selling authors Lee Lowell and Derek Foster. Derek Foster, for example, retired at the age of 32. He has like 8 kids, lives in Ottawa, Ontario. So I've learned a lot of stock and stock option selling strategies from these two gentlemen. And a lot of our clients have been doing that. We literally had clients sell investment properties during the pandemic and then put it into the stock market. And one gentleman just recently bought a mansion for himself. So we have varying levels of success. I'm enjoying it. It's diversification. I wanted some diversification outside the real estate market because I'm heavily invested in real estate, love real estate, but I wanted something that was more passive, without tenants and without maintenance and without insurance risks, because I've had basement floods from excessive rain, from climate change. So I wanted something outside of real estate to be able to generate liquid returns with using liquid assets that are very largely passive.
Yeah, and it works well because you have the capital growth in real estate, and that cash flow isn't really there too much these days without doing those accessory apartments or garden suites, and then the stock hacking really gives you that day-to-day cash flow that the real estate appears to be lacking right now.
Completely agree, because when we're talking about buying an investment property and then putting it on an addition, you're talking about easily $400,000, right? Not everyone has that. And now it's a passion of mine to teach anyone and everyone in how to invest and create wealth for themselves, including the person who only has like $10,000 to work with. Real estate, buying and holding real estate is unlikely for them. So there's other ways to do so, and stock hacking has been a method to do so. I have a gentleman who generates $100 cash flow a week using the methods that we teach, and he's over the moon. He drives Uber on the side to generate income to fund his stock hacking, and we have over 900 stories like these among our students about people able to generate returns, and they all have interest in real estate, as in some of them already own. Probably around 90% of our students already own real estate. The other 10% want to get in, but a whole bunch of people can't get in to real estate, no matter what city, where it is.
Yeah, it's really tough. So if somebody's looking to start out, then would you say they should look at stock hacking first or real estate investing first? Let's say they have $300,000 or so.
$300,000, I'd suggest getting into real estate. Yeah. And again, it still goes back to that individual, because real estate investors, I joke, but I'm actually partly serious. You have to have a little bit of ignorance to get into it. Meaning, because no one getting into it knows how challenging it can be. The maintenance requirements, screening tenants and managing tenants, those sorts of things. And then should anything bad happen, it's not the easiest. But the returns are fantastic. The fundamentals are fantastic. So again, it depends on the individual, whether or not they're made of stern stuff, if they're resilient people. Because you have to be resilient to be a successful real estate investor. Versus, with stock hacking, 15 minutes a day, to do it on your smartphone anywhere in the world.
Yeah, no, really interesting stuff, and I think you've done a great job at bringing stock hacking and raising some great awareness with it. So that's great. Well, coming up after the break, landlords, tenants, and insurance. Stay tuned.